Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers. We are out here. I'm just, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Raising the frequency, raising the vibration. Deep divers, I'm sending you all tons of good ass energy. Just take that, take that, take that. You will owe nothing and be happy. The Great Reset. Let's talk about the Great Reset. What is that about? Is that some kind of conspiracy, Ralph? No, it's actually happening as I'm speaking. Davos. What is Davos? Okay, it's a town in Switzerland. And every year, the World Economic Forum, they hold a conference there, and all the movers and shakers in the matrix meet up there. Oh, you want to go? Well, that ticket's going to set you back. It's going to set you back around $71,000 just to attend. Okay? It's not cheap. All the billionaires go there and they plan the future for humanity. And they have the Davos Agenda, the Great Reset, because they're talking about how with this global pandemic, there's something that has to be done about this. Okay? And this is one of their slogans. You'll owe nothing and you'll be happy. This is how our world could change by 2030. World Economic Forum. You see, I told you, you better wake up and smell the coffee. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? It is time to wake up. So let's just go through the predictions the World Economic Forum have for humanity, okay? 8 predictions for the world in 2030. You'll owe nothing and you'll be happy. This guy is smiling because he owns nothing and he's happy. Let's continue on. Whatever you want, you'll rent and it'll be delivered by drone. What did I tell you about the artificial intelligence agenda, which is already here? You see, a lot of people have become disconnected from themselves, and where they're moving the world is to merge humans with artificial intelligence, where you will have drones everywhere. You will have real life RoboCops everywhere. Okay, now I know a lot of people are lazy. They're like, Ralph, I would love a drone just to send me everything I want from Amazon, okay? But what happens when that artificial intelligence turns against you? Uh-oh. Let's continue. The US won't be the world's leading superpower. Okay, let's continue. A handful of countries will dominate. Now, which countries are they going to be? You see, this is why I told you everything in the book 1984. Ignorance is strength. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. They are turning the world into an Orwellian state of totalitarian, technocratic dictatorship. Let's continue. You won't die waiting for an organ donor. We won't transplant organs, we'll print new ones instead. 3D printing. Uh-oh. And that's why I was telling you, even the food that you're going to be eating in the future won't even be food. You'll eat much less meat. An occasional treat, not a staple, for the good of the environment and our health. 1 billion people will be displaced by climate change. How do they know this? Right? And that's a lot of people. we'll have to do a better job at welcoming and integrating refugees. And this is all about global warming as well. They're using that as an excuse. You'll be get ready for Mars. Scientists will have worked out how to keep you healthy in space, right? I told you, alien invasion, right? The start of a journey to find alien life, right? The aliens are already here. So this is the whole new world, deep divers, they have planned for you, the new world order. Now, I want to remind you, this seems like a long way away, but no, this is right here, right now. I got a few slides to show you, deep divers. Ida, an MP in Denmark, who knows a lot about this, okay? She's describing what the world would look like in 2030. Welcome to the year 2030. Welcome to my city, or should I say our city. I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or any clothes. It might seem odd to you, but it makes perfect sense for us in this city. Everything you considered a product has now become a service. We have access to transportation, accommodation, food, and all the things we need in our city, in our daily lives. One by one, all these things became free, so it ended up not making sense for us to own much. Right? So this is the new communism. The death of shopping. Shopping, I can't really remember what that is. For most of us, it has been turned into choosing things to use. Sometimes I find this fun, and sometimes I just want the algorithm to do it for me. It knows my taste better than I do by now. You see, this is where they're moving the world, and you better pay attention, deep divers, because artificial intelligence is about to take over everything. They live different kinds of lives outside of the city. My biggest concern is that all people who do not live in our city, those we lost on the way, those who decided that it became too much, all this technology, those who felt obsolete and useless when robots and AI took over big parts of our jobs, those who got upset with the political system and turned against it. They live different kind of lives outside of the city. Some have formed little self-supplying communities. Others just stayed in the empty and abandoned houses in small 19th century villages. So she's talking about the people who are going to be outsiders of society because they chose not to go along with the script, and they're going to be left behind, right? Now, this really caught my attention. No privacy. Once in a while, I get annoyed about the fact that I have no real privacy, nowhere I can go and not be registered. I don't know that somewhere everything, she said, I know that somewhere everything I do, think and dream of is recorded. I just hope that nobody will use it against me. Let me just repeat that, deep divers. I know that somewhere everything I do, think and dream of is recorded. I just hope that nobody will use it against me. This is the New World Order of 1984. And I told you, the only solution is to let love guide you, not fear. The only solution is to say, hey, we want to be free, because this is all about control. Now, once again, shout out to everyone who's eating to live, because we don't need 3D food, right? We got delicious plant-based foods. We are raising the frequency, raising the vibration, and that's what it's all about. That's what we have to do. So, like I told you, you better pay attention, because they want a world without touch, no feeling. A world without smiles, no meaning. Hold on to your freedoms, because while you're just on TikTok, they're making plans for you. Now, let me just go into this other short video. Let's just see what the Great Reset is all about.
The pandemic has radically changed the world as we know it, and the actions we take today as we work to recover will define our generation.
Now is the time to think what history would say about this crisis.
2020 has been challenging on a lot of levels, as economic, environmental and societal frailties have been laid bare. But it's also proved that when we need to, we can act rapidly and restructure our lives.
The recovery from the pandemic is an opportunity. We can see rays of hope in the form of a vaccine, but there is no vaccine for the planet. Nature needs a bailout.
You don't want to go back to the status quo that you had before simply because it was the status quo that got us here.
With everything falling apart, we can reshape the world in ways we couldn't before. Ways that better address so many of the challenges we face. And that's why so many are calling for a great reset.
I told you about the Great Reset, deep divers, before the Great Reset. Slow motion this side. I told you what they had planned for you, so it's time for you to wake up and smell the coffee.
A great reset? That sounds more like buzzword bingo masking some nefarious plan for world domination. Hands up, this kind of slogan hasn't gone down well. But all we really want to say is that we all have an opportunity to build a better world. And it's not surprising that people who've been disenfranchised by a broken system and pushed even further by the pandemic will suspect global leaders of conspiracy. But the world's not that simple. Every one of us has differing priorities, values, and ideas. That's part of why solutions are so hard to come by, and why we all need to be involved in the decision-making. Because whether it's politicians, CEOs, academics, activists, or you, we're all about getting people together, even those you may not like, to sit down at the table and develop solutions that work for all of us. But
you see, they've already made plans for you. The solution is you want to be making plans for yourself.
We need enormous trust between the private sector and the public sector for this to actually work. That trust is hard to come by.
it's time for people to work together, listen to each other, and build this trust so we can move towards a better world. And we really need one. Because while the pandemic affects us all, it's clear it affects some more than others.
The first people who are hit are the people at the front, those who are vulnerable. It is those on the front line who take it first, and that is simply unacceptable.
See, at the start of 2020, 1% of the world's population owned 44% of the wealth. And since the start of the pandemic, billionaires have increased theirs by more than 25%, whilst 150 million people fell back into extreme poverty. And with climate change set to dwarf the damage caused by the pandemic, the message from 2020 should be abundantly clear.
Capitalism, as we know it, is dead. This obsession that we have had with maximizing profits for shareholders alone has led to incredible inequality and a planetary emergency.
But no one can do this alone, and top-down approaches won't get us anywhere, because everything we've learned in our work has shown us that diverse voices lead to better results. And it's for these reasons that the forum talks about something called stakeholder capitalism, which would shift businesses away from just profit. Because
if we want to change where the focus of our recovery will go, then we need a new dashboard for the new economy. And that needs to encompass people, planet, prosperity, and institutions.
Giving people a real stake in the economy and putting well-being before growth. And that's all about getting the right people in the right place at the right time.
We must rebuild our relationship with nature for the survival of the peoples and our planet.
We have a window of time which is closing, and we need everybody who cares to get together and find solutions now.
It's the people who have great ideas and who share them with others. They're the ones who are shaping the future. So if you want to be a part of the change, then tune in, turn on, and get involved.
Nah, love, I'm all right, thanks. I'm all right. So this is where they want to move you. And of course, there has to be a great reset. But we got to remind ourselves that they're using this to bring in the AI. And once again, it's the end of capitalism. That's cool. But who is going to decide who has what? You see, there's only going to be AI as the authoritarian dictatorship. So you're going to have a social credit score. If you're a bad citizen, they can just say, okay, we're going to deny you access to everything. So this is another form of control. Like I always told you, make sure you are free, but pay attention to the Davos agenda. Pay attention to the World Economic Forum and what they have planned for you, because this is where the world is moving to, where you will own nothing and they will own everything. So free your mind every single day, deep divers. But I had to bring you that report. Very, very important. Once again, if you follow me here, I want to remind you, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Make sure that you add me on the verified Instagram page for more daily inspiration. Just like this, at official Ralph Smart. Very important. So you can keep in touch. Also, check out the amazing Good Ass Prana shirts. Oh, I want one, Ralph. At ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com. And of course, if you are a sexy ass model, woo, with a whole lot of heart who wants to model the clothing, well, go and get one. Get more powerful information, deep divers. The best-selling book, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/the book. Get empowered. I love all of you deep divers. Stay woke, stay aware, and stay free, because right now we are slowly moving into an Orwellian state. And right now you got to make sure you're aware, you're awake, and you're standing up for your freedoms. Have a beautiful day. Peace.